Hello, Jesse Good here. Happy Throwback Thursday, and today is my birthday. So Throwback Thursday on my birthday, that is crazy, but that does not stop me from not doing Throwback Thursday. So let's take a look at this A-Wing fighter from 2000. I'm unboxing it and I'm going to review it because I get all the stuff sealed, and this retailed for $15 back in the day. I just showed the box right there. So here's everything that comes in the set. We got a 2001 catalog and some more little advertisements as well as instructions and lots of pieces. So here is the A-Wing pilot who has this nice kind of torso print on a green torso and even a helmet print, which is up top. Of course, this doesn't fit like the A-Wing helmet they have now, but back then they had very limited pieces and it wasn't really the most cost-effective thing to make a new mold for him. So they just had to print on the regular helmet that they've been using for a long time. Now his faceprint underneath just kind of has a little speaker to it. So here's the Rebel Crewman, and he has a pretty cool torso print, but I especially love his tan hat because I collect these hats in the longer builds, or at least I used to as a child, so I would have been ecstatic to get this one with that kind of tan color. He also has binoculars and a little wrench right there, and no back printing because it is an older minifigure, but his face underneath is one that was used a lot in Town back in the day, Lego Town, which you can see right there. So here's the A-Wing build. There's really no place for the serviceman unless you imagine that this is on the ground right now, and they actually do give you some little stands to stand it on the ground on the bottom. But the design of this isn't as primitive as I would expect from a 2000 set. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff going on here that if it just was, I guess, a lot rounder, it would look more modern. But, you know, the fatal flaw is the lack of those round kind of curved pieces. Instead, we got these roof tiles, which work fine for the era, but nowadays they wouldn't really pass off. I do like the prints on some of them. You can see there's a lot of old grays here. And the actual cockpit itself fits the pilot pretty well. You just kind of lift it up. And you can see he fits in there. You just gotta make sure he leans all the way back, because if he's like this, you see it won't close all the way. Now there's also a little printed piece inside there, which is quite a nice build. Or quite a nice print. I like that. And also you do have a little storage container, which is hidden inside this compartment, and you can pull it out. They don't really give you anything in there, but you could put like maybe a little gem or some weapons or something inside there for some transportation. And my only flaws with these little hinge parts is they tend to fall off easily. You see right there, this kind of slipped off. They're not really on there securely. This one falls out a lot. This one kind of falls off every once in a while. Oh, there you go. It fell off again. But that is just kind of to be expected with some older pieces. Either way, the back actually uses these, which are still used to this day, these little engine pieces, which have some nice curves to them. I wish the rest of it was curved like that. But they still work out pretty fine, and I like how they use these translucent kind of line pieces for, I guess, thrusters, or like just kind of light coming out of there. And on the side, they also give you these little shooters right here, which don't shoot anything, but you can move them up and down, which I don't think happened in the movie, but is still pretty cool just for imagination and everything, and I do not mind that at all. It's kind of like a little play feature. So since this is an older set, speaking of play features, there's really not any like flick and fire missiles or anything. Really, the play feature comes from swooping this around and maybe doing some of the alternate builds. But that is it for the A-Wing build from 2000. Let's go on to some of the packaging and then the final verdict. So one look at the box. I always love the little artwork on the sides. Those are really cool. Wish I would do that nowadays. And on the back, they have alternate builds, which are also shown on the back of the instructions. Which I like this one right here, and this one is very, I guess, like late 90s space-like, Lego space-like, like UFO and stuff like that. The smaller sets looked a lot like this. Like I said, the alternate builds are on the back of the instructions as well, and in the instructions, they also show little scenes from the movie, which I quite like. I think that's really cool. Also, you do get two little advertisements, which I showed in the beginning. This Shop at Home catalog one is whatever, but this is cool. It's a 2000 catalog, or sorry, 2001 catalog, which I think I have 99, 2000, and 2001 now, which is pretty neat. So I can't wait to look through this. I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't have this one already. So yeah, this is going to be fun, but that'll be a separate video. So the more I get these Lego Star Wars sets from like to 2000, 1999, 2001, the more I appreciate them, because I always thought they were just super blocky things. And this is one example that isn't really that blocky. I mean, yeah, they didn't get the curves right, but that's okay, because back in the day they used a lot of roof pieces. And I think it really has this complex build. I used to always think they were just simple, kind of crappy builds. And I like how it came out. I mean, it's totally different from what you would expect nowadays, but still it has a lot of stuff in common with the current ones, which I kind of found surprising. And the only flaws I don't really like is, I guess, the lack of curves, but that's really something I can't fault Lego for back in the day. And also just how loose these two parts are, because you're going to be moving those a lot. So it's kind of sad to see them loose. I especially like the minifigures as well, because they're really unique in my opinion. But that's really it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time on Throwback Thursday, which I think, let me see, I did Fabuland. I think next time's a Paradisus set, which is going to be pretty cool because I got that big one. So that's it for now.